You start watching the video. This is what I was I'm sort of paying attention.
Yeah.
But I'm like listening to
Jonah.
Yeah. One of our graduates. So I'm gonna show you all these here. Happy to see these.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
Before you bring me.
Good, how's it going? Wow, long time no see.
Good. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like a night out.
Good for you. Nice. Cool.
Josh. Yeah, we were chatting. Someday.
Can you go?
Live, everyone. Come in, take a seat, and find one. I'm Jim, I'm the owner of the store, but I'm going to turn it over to our very qualified staff here, Lorraine, Karen, Catherine,
a few chairs for people.
Frank, and then Josh is our PADI rep. And we're streaming this on YouTube as well.
We actually even have this out. So tonight, the point of tonight is Hannah is back teaching in the summer on trips. We had a little lull. It was COVID. We weren't the only ones. But we also had another problem, and that is Dutch Springs, now known as Lake Hydra, got sold for warehouses, and we were hoping to get back last summer, and we haven't. They're open this summer, so they say, and so they promise. I think they're even open now. So what we want to do tonight is show us what our plans are. I know a lot of people want to become dive masters. We have info on that, but we're also going to do some stuff for people who want to do rescue divers and the like. So the way this is going to work is our PADI folks are here. Josh, let me introduce Josh. He's our,
hey guys.
What's your official title, Josh?
I am the regional manager for the Northeast and also an instructor examiner. So when you guys become instructors,
And we have Frank, who has taught open, come up, Frank. Frank, we have Frank, who is also our PADI IDC, course director. Okay, he runs course directors run IDCs. He is, I don't know if you're that newly minted, but you are relatively newly minted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the show, and then each of our folks are going to tell you a little bit about what they have to do. So becoming a PADI pro. All right, everybody has a story. Okay, like how you got interested in diving, right? Everybody has a moment where they said, that's something I'd like to do. And mine started here. Okay, that's Flipper. All right, and I was 8 years old. I was on the school bus, and this was the hot show of 1965. I'm dating myself. We kept debating who was the cuter of the two young men there. Anyway, it was a great show. Dad was a forest ranger. There's never a mother in this show. And they had a pet dolphin, kind of lassie-like, and they solved crimes. All smugglers, a lot of smugglers. And this just did it for me. I wanted to be in Florida solving crimes with a pet dolphin. Didn't quite work out like that. But then what happened was I lived on Martha's Vineyard, and some traveling scuba instructors came by. This was my textbook, okay? New Science of Skin and Scuba. If you think the materials haven't improved, they have. One thing hasn't changed. They still use full-figured ladies to sell the sport. Okay, that is the same. It's an interesting read if you ever want to do it. So they came by, and I was sold, and I was one of the first PADI junior divers. Okay, 1969. PADI had just started, so up to then it was Nowie and 15. But PADI said no, 12-year-olds could do it, and I signed up. Later on, I went to Columbia, where I met the owner of this store, who was teaching the class there, because when I was started, they had no VCs. They had no alternates. They had no gauges. They had J valves and a lot of water. So I learned about the new gear. I signed on with Pan Aqua, and I have been here ever since. And that is my story. So, becoming a PADI pro, that is how the underworld called me. You'll hear the stories of everybody else, and it's a calling that has never quite, shut up. I keep going. So our staff tonight, I've introduced you to some of them, but they are here. Catherine is here. Catherine, I actually taught. How many years ago? 20 plus years with her husband, Roger. They were in my class at the West Side Block. And then a few years ago, her husband came in and said, Catherine wants to be a dive master. Here she is. Okay. Karen I have known for a very long time. Karen is an amazing adventurer. She goes all over the place, but this is my favorite presentation she did, which was she went to the North Pole. Is it the North or South? South Pole, sorry. And one of the poles. And she dove that. That's kind of one of my dreams. And I've known Frank for a long time, and as I said, he finally achieved his dream this year of becoming a course director. He's talked about it for a long time, and now he's finally done it. And then we got Sean. Sean is my guy. We're actually roommates, and he is an amazing photographer. A lot of the photos you're going to see tonight were his. He is also, I taught him to be a dive master. You're going to pick up this theme. I taught him for a long time. And what made him such a great instructor, what makes him such a great instructor now, is that he was a dive master and really learned the ropes of becoming a dive master. He assisted me in classes. He assisted me at Dutch Springs. He was awesome. My favorite moment was when my regulator free flowed, my tank got halfway, and he went all the way up the hill and got me a new tank. Bless his heart. Things I will never forget. That's one of the few pictures you'll see from me. I'm under the water. And then we have the two Joshes. They're new on board. They're the regional manager, and they're the training consultant. So the people, if you're not exactly familiar with us, hang in. This is what we do. There's music on it.
I've been there.
There we are. There we go, yeah. This is a little bit of what we do. And what we're going to invite you to do if you join our team. So this is why we do it, because it's fun. me. Uh-oh. Last slide. So that's sort of all the different kinds of things we do. We travel all over. We go locally, and we're going to cover a lot of that tonight. So we're going to these are the things we're going to do. Why to teach PADI, why we all became professionals, why you might want to do it the same. And it's not just opportunities in the store in New York. We have people who are working at the aquarium. A couple of them are here tonight if you want to do that. We have people who are teaching down in, Crystal is in the USVIs right now teaching. We've sent people all over the world. One of our people who used to work in the store is now a Navy diver in Bahrain. So, Devon. So there are all kinds of places you can do, all kinds of things, places you can go and things you can do. And that is why we do it. And there you go. If you want to know where that handsome guy is, he's right over there. As I said, we have a lot of people who work the aquarium, and it's something I've always wanted to do. And we have people who help us. Sometimes people come on our staff. We have Discover Scubas that we need to have people teach. We have refreshers that we need to teach. We have a lot of teaching opportunities. And if you're a good fit for us, we're always glad to have you on board. And that's what we've been doing. So I'm going to turn it over to Catherine, who is my student.
Thanks very much. So I'll just jump right into it. I am an IDC staff instructor, and all that means is that I can teach and certify all the way up to the assistant instructor level. So if you need anything below that, let us know. So why do we want to teach PADI? You walk down the sandy beaches on any resort town, the symbols that you'll see over and over again are PADI, 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 PADI. Yes, there are other organizations out there. There are other ways to learn and to teach, but the recognition and the way things work tends to be a PADI system. Some of the benefits of becoming a PADI Pro include the career development. Lorraine mentioned the IDC, that's an instructor development course. PADI has all the learning and setups to help you to find where you're going to be and to achieve your dreams if instructing is what you want to do. Be the best. PADI professionals are sought after. We work a lot and we are held to a high training standard. So they do come back and check and make sure that we're doing it right and teaching everybody the proper things. You can live anywhere as a PADI professional. 6,600 dive shops issuing nearly 1 million certifications every year. There are places to be and work to be done. On the first page of the PADI Pro site is a job center. We will help you not only achieve your dreams and become an instructor, but we'll help you find a job after you do. So that sounds like a good plan to me. This is one of my favorite affirmations. Do something today that your future self will thank you for. So I want to thank everybody both here in the shop and watching on our live stream for coming in, learning about what the dive journey might mean to you and the steps that you can take to make your dreams come true. So show of hands who's got their open water diver certification. Super great. If anybody doesn't, then thank you so much for thinking about your journey in far advance and figuring out where that journey is going to take you before you get started. In the open water course, it's fundamental skills, it's learning about mask stuff, it's making sure that you can go out and be a safe diver while you get some more experience to become a good diver. Who's got their advanced open water? So you've got some choices here. There are a couple of things that we're going to have you do. We're going to take you on a deep dive so you understand what the gas work means and what having a deep dive does to the body. We're also going to give you some time to play with a compass a little more than you did in the open water course, so you can get to a point of learning to trust the compass when you're underwater. And then you get 3 optional skills that you can work out. We like to do the peak performance buoyancy to give everybody a chance to really work out some of those things and get better at your buoyancy without a whole lot of trial and error. We like to do the wreck diving course to give you a first step on how that specialty works. And finally, we've been adding the DSMB, which is the deployable surface marker buoy skills, because those are all good skills to add to make you a better diver, make you good at being out in the world. So, I do a lot of rescue diver teaching. And I find that a lot of new divers kind of think about rescue divers as really suave and mysterious, kind of a James Bond thing. They come up out of the water, they unzip their wetsuit, and underneath there's a tuxedo, and they come and they save the day. And there's some truth to that, because we're going to talk about emergency management and an emergency action plan where you're going to put into step-by-step setup to understand what to do if someone has a diving emergency. But I would say that a rescue diver is kind of more like Q, who's the quartermaster. Because where does James Bond get those fun toys to save the day with? From Q. Rescue diver gives you a chance to have a higher perspective. You start to see problems in advance before they happen. And that's the important thing from the rescue diver class, is understanding how we can stop something from going wrong. James Bond walks in and he's got the right tool at the right time and the problems fall away. But you've got to be able to put those two things together. So let's say you're on a little dive trip. You're on a boat, and right across from you is there's a diver, and they've got some experience, but maybe not a whole lot of training. He pulls out his mask and he pulls it off and breaks the strap of the mask. Ugh. Now that diver has two choices in front of him. He can make the right choice and understand that he really kind of needs to abort this dive, because using equipment that's broken or modified is a bad idea. But he's got just enough experience and not maybe quite enough training. He goes, well, maybe I could just go on the dive and I could hold my mask on my face. That would be fine, right? Luckily, sitting next to him is a rescue diver. That rescue diver, from her heightened advantage, goes, right, if he goes under and he's trying to hold the mask, there's going to be water dripping in his mask. Now he's focused on the mask. Now he's clearing the mask all the time. He's not checking his air. He's not looking for his buddy. He's lost track of the entire group because he's focused on the mask, because he's got to hold it in place. Now if he turns to look for him, oh, now he's dropped his mask. Now panic sets in and he snorts some water right up his nose. What do we do when we panic? We shoot to the surface. But that person is far enough away from his buddy that his buddy can't slow him down and calm him down and get him to stop making a buoyant descent. Now he's upped his DCS risk, and the rescue diver is thinking, okay, I know where the oxygen tank is, but how fast can we put it together? How bent is this person going to be? And are we going to be able to make that second dive for this whole boat, or are we all going to be taking care of this diver with not enough experience? So, luckily our rescue diver is well trained, and she's got a Save a Dive kit. It's not super impressive, but what's inside it? Well, there's some toothpaste to clean the mask. There's my double dog clip, some extra O-rings, a couple of tools. Yes, just what we need. So the rescue diver leans across to the diver who's next to her and says, not martini, shaken, not stirred. But she says something like, could you use one of these? He puts the mask strap on, and all the things that could have gone wrong don't. Because he's got the right gear. It's the right tool at the right time, and all problems have fallen away. A lot of people talk about the rescue diver class as being where they really expanded their knowledge. And I like to think of it as a higher experience so that you start anticipating problems. You cut them off before they become problems, and everybody has a great day. That's what I like to think of. That's how we like to do it. Rescue diver, PADI talked about it as being serious fun, will manage dive incidents and anticipate emergencies before they happen. It's a Q thing, not a James Bond thing. Any questions about the rescue course? Super. After you've done the rescue course, you've got two choices. You can go on the professional route, which starts with the Dive Master program, which Sean's going to talk to us about in just a few minutes. If you decide not to go the pro route, there's something called MSD, or Master Scuba Diver. And what that entails is setting up not only the rescue class and all the things that make you a better diver, but then you're going to set yourself up. Oh, let me back up.
Oh, nice.
Does anybody remember the Choose Your Own Adventure books? Came out in the late 70s, early 90s.
Yeah.
You read a chapter and you get two choices. If you want to open the door, turn to page 12. If you'd like to continue down the corridor, turn to page 27. And the story would change depending on what choices you made. What's nice about the Master Scuba Diver program is literally a choose your own adventure setup. There are no required skills like there were for the advanced open water course. We get to make choices of what we want to do. We get to literally choose our own adventure and see where that adventure takes us. So you may decide to go on the Thousand Island tours with Jim, but you probably want to get your dry suit certification for that because you'll be warmer and happier. Once you get that dry suit certification, you find out, oh, I can go to Iceland and dive between the continental drift. That's pretty amazing. The travel might bring you on to wanting to do our Bahamas trip. And then there's a PADI aware shark conservation specialty course that we can set you up with. Or maybe that's not where you want to go. Maybe you want to head down to Antarctica like Karen did, because now you've figured out that ice diving is your passion. Your adventure gets to take you where you find the things, right? Those skills, those specialties will take you on a different adventure, and your dive journey, you can't even imagine where it's going to take you from where you are now. So the Master Scuba Diver specialty needs 5 certifications. But that doesn't mean you have to stop at 5 certifications. You can collect them all and trade them with your friends and find out where your dive journey will take you. I just want to say that you need 50 log dives just to complete the Master Scuba Diver training. So if you are not quite there, you want to make sure that you're writing down and logging your dives. If I can recommend, having a dive computer makes that so much easier, because you've got the times and the depths and the temperatures to make those easy to write down. Any questions about Master Scuba Diver? Okay, take it away, John.
All right. My name's Sean. I started diving in 1998. Did a Discover Scuba down in Turks and Caicos Islands. There used to be a famous dolphin down there named JoJo, and he interrupted my first class. He swam around with us, he played with us. Instantly, I thought this was the coolest sport ever. All right, so I came back to New York, came to Pan Aqua, got certified. 3 years later, in 2001, I became a dive master. Being a dive master is awesome. Okay, you get to work right with the students. Okay, the students really respect you. Actually, they sometimes think dive master is above instructor. We don't tell them no. The difference between Master Scuba Diver and Dive Master is that in Master Scuba Diver, you're developing your skills, and that's what your focus is. It's on yourself. And when you become a Dive Master, your vision opens up. Now you're focused on other people's diving and their skills. Okay? Things that you do when you go out to a dive site. At the dive site, a dive master is going to be in charge of equipment and logistics. Okay? When you become an instructor, you become stupid and lazy. Your focus is only on your students. You don't want to have to worry about, do I have enough tanks? Do I have enough weights? Is there an equipment problem? You're just focused on the students. So everybody goes to the dive master to set all the logistics up. Okay? The instructor doesn't want to ask, oh, what are we going to do? They want to be told what you're going to do. Okay? I've got 2 tanks for each person. We're set up over here. We're going to enter over here. Okay? A big part of it is equipment. Okay? So even though it's not required to become a dive master, you should take the equipment course. We're actually going to offer a discount on the course for people becoming dive masters, because everybody's going to expect you to know how to fix every little problem and how to work every single computer. People won't read their computer manual, or they haven't dove in a long time. They're diving on nitrox, they're going to hand you their computer and be like, set it up for me. Okay? In the water, you're looking at the students that the instructor is not focused on. You're there for safety. Okay? You got to make sure there's not an issue. The great thing to do is to monitor a lot of classes. As a dive master, volunteer, sit in, watch other people teach. Okay? Because you'll learn other techniques from different instructors. Steal good bits from each person's thing and make them your own. Okay? And the great thing about that is when you're in the pool, if somebody's having an issue, like they can't clear the mask, the dive master will usually get stuck with the bad student. Okay? So that's where you really learn how to work through issues with other divers. Okay? So that's the real fun part. It is a lot of work though as a dive master. Okay? You're going to be hauling all the tanks, hauling all the gear, setting things up. Now that Lake Hydra is going to reopen, it's not going to be like the old days when Karen or Rich or Eric. And one weekend we had like 60 people out there, and that's a ton of work. Got to get tank refills, got to get this done, got to get that done. So a lot falls down on the dive master's shoulders. But when you do help students, especially the troubled ones, when you see them finally succeed, it's awesome. It's the most rewarding thing you can ever do. Okay. I love dive master so much I did it for 15 years. Now, that's a lot. I would suggest anybody that becomes a dive master who wants to become an instructor, take a little time as dive master. That's where you really learn the nuts and bolts of the professional diving industry. Okay? And I can usually tell, new instructors, which people raced through the system or which people took their time as a dive master. But it's really, really fun. It's really enjoyable. To get into it, you have to have 40 dives to start it. You have to have 60 dives to complete it. Okay. The shop we're setting up now. I took 18 months to do my dive master because we didn't have a really set program. Now we're going to set up. We're going to have like 6 different pool sessions and classroom stuff. And then from there to do the open water stuff, Lake Hydra is going to be an option. You can always go to Puerto Morales with us on a trip. Knock a lot of it out there. So, but it's really a lot of work, but it's really rewarding. Any questions? Yes.
So I completed my rescue diver course, and I feel like I've been grappling with master diver versus dive master, and I felt like coming out of the rescue diver, I felt like I was a better diver coming out of that. You know? And I really appreciated that. And so I'm trying to gauge, like, dive master. Like, I imagine I would be a better diver if I went that route.
You would be a much better diver. Because that doesn't limit you from becoming a master diver.
Okay.
She's got that stack of cards because she didn't stop taking lessons.
Right.
I've got a stack that looks like a shovel. So, but yeah, you can do both. There's no reason you can't become a dive master, keep working, and still do new specialties. I've got Eric. Eric's going to teach me to be a full face diver soon. So,
okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
do both.
One doesn't preclude the other.
Yeah.
You can start with Master Diver just to get those extra skills and then bring them straight over to Dive Master when you're ready to make that transition. Great question.
Like, I'm a Master Scuba Diver trainer, which means I can teach 5 specialties. So I have to get those specialties to become a Master Scuba Diver trainer. So by default, I'm Master Scuba Diver. But yeah, you definitely can do both.
Got it.
With the Dive Master program, It just gets you in the water a lot, and the more you dive, the better you're gonna be. Right. And Karen.
I'll show you the slide that Sean didn't show you. The Dive Master program. So Sean and I actually had pretty parallel paths here. I also am a Chanapa product. I got trained by Peter Miklatek, who is very much missed for his instruction and his pranks. He moved upstate a little while ago. So I got certified in 2000. I spent well over a decade as a dive master, and I echo all the things that Sean just said. So now, at some point, you get tired of pumping tanks, and you're thinking about, why not become an instructor? So here are some reasons that people have for doing this. The ones that resonated most with me were really the first one, sharing your passion with new divers. And that's a sense of, you've been lucky to have some really great instructors in your life, and now you want to pass it on to the next generation. And, pay forward a little bit. And the other thing that I find really important is the ambassador for the aquatic world. And the oceans are in trouble. We're seeing climate change effects. We're seeing a lot of plastic pollution. And the people who don't see it don't think about it. So getting some more people into the ocean to become activists on that front, I think, is more important now than it's ever been. And then finally, it's a lot of fun. I mean, look at us. Josh is in that picture, one of my buddies. This is us after our graduation dive from the decompression procedures class, the advanced rec class. You face some challenges together, you master those challenges. It's great camaraderie. So, highly recommend it. Your instructor journey starts with the instructor development course, or IDC. That is building on what you did as a dive master. So in terms of the dive theory, there is actually nothing new that you learn on top of what you need to know as a dive master. But what is new is you're going to be learning about PADI standards and how to teach the material. And that applies both to the theoretical part and to teaching skills in the pool, getting your demonstration quality skills up to speed, and also teaching in open water. So to start the IDC, you need to be a dive master. You need to be at least 18 years old, which I think everybody in this room probably is. And you need the medical sign-off and a couple of other things. All of the training, so you're going through classroom training, you have e-learning to do, you have pool sessions where you start teaching those skills, you get evaluated on those skills, and then finally your course director, who supervises the entire process, will clear you for the instructor exam. So that is kind of the culmination. So in the instructor exam, you then take written exams for dive theory and for PADI standards. You teach a classroom presentation or two. You teach a couple of skills in confined water. You have to demonstrate some skills to show that you're capable of teaching them. And then you kind of go into open water to demonstrate rescue skills and to demonstrate teaching open water skills. And so to become an instructor and finish up the IE, you need 100 rod packs. So 60 to start, 100. And I will let Frank take it away from here.
All right.
Good job, Gary. Thank you. All right, guys. So how about a big round of applause for all the staff? Please make sure to talk to them today because not only are they instructors and work with PADI, but they also do things professionally, and it's pretty interesting their character traits and what they do. So please make sure you talk to them tonight. So off into the IDC. Let's talk about this. First of all, the world is your oyster. Has anybody here ever had the experience of showing somebody something and watching their eyes open? Maybe it's like a nephew or a niece or a child or something like that, or even just a friend. Maybe you're showing them some other type of something, a hobby that you're into. Has anybody had that experience? Joe, you want to tell me just quickly about yours? You have it on top of your head? You mind sharing?
I didn't realize you were calling him.
Oh, that's all right. That was just a participation. You were putting your hand up for
Oh,
participation.
yes. Well, I am a dive instructor as well, along with a lot of people that you've heard from today, and a lot of people here at the shop. And one of my probably proudest moments is when I first became an instructor, and I took my first open water divers underwater, and got to see them master their max skills.
Good. All right. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. So that's what we're going to do when you become a scuba instructor. You're going to have the ability to introduce people into scuba diving. It's an awesome responsibility, and it doesn't really get any better than seeing the look in somebody's eyes when they're able to scuba dive, okay? So that's what we talk about when we're talking about the instructor development program. And what we do is, obviously, it's a whole different world for a career. You can make a living that way. We have over 6,000 PADI dive centers and resorts across America. I personally have friends that worked here in New York City and then decided to leave, go to Mexico and other areas and open up a dive shop. So lots of possibilities that way, career-wise, obviously. More diving career opportunities. You got part-time, full-time. I know lots of people that have pursued that. Before we talk about that, I just want to say the instructor development program, it starts with the IDC. And the IDC is when you come to me, and we spend somewhere around 6 to 8 days together. There's a lot of online programs that you can do now, so it's changed a little bit. Let me see by show of hands, who are my dive masters here? Who's dive master certified? Okay, so this is, the majority of you guys are getting into the dive master program, which the staff covered tremendously well. It's such a great program. And let me tell you, for the people who are maybe don't want to do it professionally, but are just curious in the information and the knowledge, please pursue Dive Master. It's going to make you a better diver. It's going to make you more aware. And it's just any type of education there is always good. So maybe this is just planting the seed for you guys that are not dive masters yet. Become a dive master, and then think about taking that responsibility and teaching. What we do in the IDC is mentoring with me and my staff and coaching. Okay, we'll do that. We'll get all the bugs out. We'll teach you the PADI way of presenting, talk about liabilities and other things. And then you're going to go to the IE and see somebody like Josh. And Josh is going to examine you over the course of 2 days. And it's going to be where you get the opportunity to show your skills that we've developed in the IDC. Okay? You guys have already shown a very good, character trait, and that is the initiative coming out here on a very, very stormy New York City night. So big round of applause for that. The purpose of tonight is just a meet and greet too. So pull your favorite staff member aside, pepper them with questions, make sure you get their home phone number, cell phone number, email. And but please, I know some of them may be intimidating because they have that stack of cards that I don't even have that many cards. I don't know where she got all those from, which is amazing. But really, they're all here to help. This is the passion that they love to do, from the bottom of their heart. So welcome everybody, and why don't we take the next however long and get to meet everybody, okay? Thank you very much. How about we put some music on? Should we cut the live thing so we don't get in trouble for whatever happens? There's no record.
ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com.